congratulations
Thank
on
you.
Low Tide. Where did the original idea came from for this film?
Yeah, well, no spoilers, but the last shot of the movie was kind of the generative idea for the entire thing. And I kind of married that with an idea of a group of kids who were locals in a beach, a summer town, and would rob summer vacationers, which is like a story that you kind of heard where I grew up happening. I grew up in kind of a Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the forest and also by the water, and yeah, kids would get into some mischief, so I figured it was fun drama to explore.
Is that a common occurrence where you grew up? The kids breaking into homes?
No, but you heard stories, and lots of summer tourists would park their car maybe with their windows down, and you'd hear stuff. But I thought it was an interesting dichotomy. In these shore towns, very often these locals are supplanted by summer tourists who come in, and the locals are rightfully so a little resentful of these people who come in and enjoy like their food and kind of take up the best views, but they're also dependent on them economically. So it was I think that was a fun theme to kind of explore.
What about the development of the characters? You had four teenage boys in all of this. How did you come about with those characters?
Yeah, I just started thinking back to my own childhood and the kind of friends you hung out with, and there's always one summer where you kind of take stock of this group. There's a lot of friends who are there kind of by default. They've been grandfathered in. You knew them since elementary school, and then one summer, everyone's kind of maybe starting to go their own way, and I thought that would be fun to explore, and specifically concentrating on the relationship between the older brother and the younger brother. I think that's the real heart of the movie.
Absolutely. Which character you related to the most?
I'd say, probably the younger brother, Peter. I have an older brother who would kind of drag me into this more mischief, and I think like Peter, I was a little more quiet, as a kid. So yeah, I'd say Peter.
Excellent. One of the things that I actually was fascinated is that you input these gold coins into the story that kind of created a friction amongst friends. How did that come about?
Yeah, I guess growing up, I watched The Treasure of Sierra Madre a lot.
Yeah.
And I wanted to explore these themes of greed and betrayal and apply them, not necessarily reduce them, but apply them to youth protagonists. Because I feel like kids left to their own devices can be just as brutal as adults, and if you leave them alone long enough, it kind of becomes a little bit of Lord of the Flies. So it was interesting in kind of exploring those darker truths of adolescence. Yeah.
How much of the backstory did you create for yourself with the coins itself, since that's not the primary focus of the film?
Yeah, we went in drafts of the script. You learn a little bit more about the mythology, but I always felt like the goal of this film was to kind of make something that was fast-paced, just always kept moving. And anytime we went down those mythological roads, there were always scenes that we would cut when we were scheduling out the day. So no, I created enough for myself for sure, and also for the actors, and we would talk about it. But at the end of the day, it's a bit of a MacGuffin to explore the relationships and how they fall apart between these characters.
Talk about your cast. You had an excellent cast of teens.
Cast.
Yeah.
The agencies, I got a hold of the script, and then I got a phone call that Jaden Martell was actually interested in playing the younger brother Peter, who I think was by far the toughest role to cast. And so he came on board very early, which allowed me to look at all the other submissions kind of in context of Jaden, who would be the best older brother character for Jaden and that kind of thing. And then I saw a self-tape from Kean Johnson, who plays Alan, and I loved how he played Alan with a sense of impulsivity, and I thought that would be a good foil to Jaden's character. And then just more self-tapes, like Alex Newster came in to read for Red, and he was very intimidating, a lot of heavy silences, I loved that, and Christine Froseth was just like archetypal. She reminded me a lot of like Sybil Shepherd in Last Picture Show. And then Daniel Zolgadri He was very last minute. We were almost done casting the movie entirely, and I got a phone call from our casting directors, Susan Shopmaker and Lois Drapkin, and they were like, "You have to take a look at this kid." And so I did. I saw a tape that he had submitted for a TV show, actually, and in 2 minutes on video, this kid made me laugh and also kind of tear up, and I realized he could do anything. I met him, he's so smart, and I realized that he would give Smitty, the character, some more darker Machiavellian undertones, which I thought would make the story richer.
Was it difficult to direct kids? That's one advice that a lot of people say don't do.
Right.
But
No.
they seem very mature.
They're kids, but they're young actors, you know, and each one kind of had a backstory and was able to, I think, imbue their characters with more like life experiences. I mean, I had a great time working with them, and then Shea Wiggum, who was one of our only adult characters in the movie, kind of played the father figure, this cop. Mm-hmm. He was this great mentor on set to the kids. I think they were always asking questions, and they would kind of lean over my shoulder when he was doing takes, and just kind of steal from him a little bit. Shea's an amazing actor.
And just to wrap it up, you have future projects for yourself after Low Tide?
Yeah. So Low Tide, it was super low budget. I'm super grateful to have made it. And then the next one's a little bit bigger, and it's about an old couple on a farm. So we're changing up the character
the generations
and the geography. Yeah. So hopefully that one gets off the ground in the next few months.
Excellent. Hey, thank you very much. I really appreciate this interview.
Nice
thank
talking
you.
to you.
Thank you.